Hello and welcome to the show. I'm here in Forza Horizon 2 with another silly car build. My vehicle today is the Maserati Gran Turismo S. I don't think I've not really used Maseratis very much on any of the Forza Motorsport series. I do like them. I do like a good Maserati, especially the Quattroporte. I don't think it's ever been done justice in a video game. In real life, I think the Quattroporte is probably the best sounding car I've heard, sort of driving around on a normal road. It's never quite done justice in games. I do like a good Maserati though. I do like, there's just something about Italian cars that just makes you want them. And yeah, I do like the Maserati. And this one, I think, stands a pretty damn good chance of going quite quickly. I'll show you why when we go back to the upgrades. We have the big, well, it starts off at a, I don't know what size the engine's gone to now. Starts off as a 6 litre V12, okay, it's a 6.4 litre V12 by the time I finish with it. It is the most powerful engine that we can swap into cars, 1,182 horsepower, 837 torques. It's very, very powerful, this car. It is still rear wheel drive, but we have some decent tyres on this thing when we come around here. Not quite as big as the Bel Airs, no, but this is on a much better chassis, a much more modern chassis, a chassis designed to deal with maybe not this much power, but certainly designed a lot better for dealing with the strains of racing. Well, I say racing with, yeah, it's just like it's more designed for what we're going to do with it. We have got a ginormous rear wing on the back as well, just for good measure. I don't think it's quite as good as the Bentley's wing, but yeah, it does look kind of odd on here. But yeah, we've got a big old wing on the back. My one concern with this car is the weight. It is not a lightweight. In fact, this is one of the heavier vehicles that I've built. With full-on weight reduction, still 3,600 pounds. Without it, it's a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight. It's not a particularly big car either. I don't know why on earth this is so. It's like 800 pounds heavier than the Bel Air we had. I think this is this heavier than the Bel Air was standard? It might be. It's very heavy, this car. I didn't realise just how weighty it was. Now that can be a good thing in some ways. We tend to get a little bit more stability. It's not going to be twitchy. I would be very surprised if this was a horribly twitchy death machine. But it does cause a problem for the braking. Have we got the little the braking statistic still quite high on this? But this much weight takes an awful lot to get it slowed down. So braking could be a problem. We will find out. We will find out once we get going. I think this could go quite quickly. I don't think it'll go quickest. I think it may be a little bit too heavy. Although then again, the Lamborghini Urus is very heavy as well. I think this might still be heavier, sorry, than the Urus. It could go very quickly. It's got a lot of power. It's a bit more of a sporty designed car. I definitely think we'll go quicker than the Noble. I'm not sure we will go quickest of all though in this vehicle. I think it might just be, we may get good traction with the extra weight depending on how it's distributed and so on. So we will find out. I'm hoping we can have a car go quickly. The last few vehicles have all been sort of, yeah, nothing has really gotten near the Urus lately. So yeah, we'll go to the Cisteron Citadel circuit, where we have 6 laps to beat a time set by the Noble, completely standard Noble M600. A 56.414 is the target. Now, I would expect this Maserati to go quicker. It's got a more powerful engine. It's got all of the racing parts on it. I would imagine, and especially with this being a bit more of a sporty car to start with, I'd imagine this should beat the Noble. Maybe not with complete ease, but I think it will. Whether it'll go quickest of all, that's the that is the question. It could do if we can have some nice traction out of the corners. We could see this. We could see this car here go quickest of all. Okay, we get a bit of wheel spin off the line. It's really how well it does with delivering this power. How are we through here? Oh, we're quite oversteery. Oh, we've overshot that corner a little bit. Got a big slide up there. We've got quite long gear ratios. on here. In fact, we've got very long gear ratios in this car. Okay, I mean the first lap is never going to be the fastest while you still got some cold tyres. If we're careful on the throttle, so far it seems quite good. How are we through the hairpin? Maybe a little bit of understeer on the exit. This is the challenging one though. Got to make sure to get this one wrong, completely and utterly wrong there. That's terrible. Yeah, okay, the brakes are not quite as nice as I would like. How are we over the bumps? Oh, we're a little bit out of shape there. It does feel a bit heavy, this car, I have to say. It does feel just a tad unresponsive through a couple of these corners early on. We're a little bit out of shape through there, but we are going now quite quickly. I think the long gears might actually be helping it, much like the Mustang that had tremendously long gears. By having a bit longer gear ratios, this could work. Ooh, snagged a brake into that corner. That wasn't ideal, but we are going very quickly at this stage. Right, got to make sure to get it stopped into the hairpin. Now this is where the cars can often lose time, putting power down out of these hairpins. It's such a tight, twisty track. This is all about acceleration, so got to be careful coming out of these. And then we've got to get a neat line through there. Oh, we're a little bit wide on the exit. Now we've got to put the power down. Trying not to spin the wheels up, careful at the bumps, and then a run towards the finish line, and we have gone quickest. We have gone quickest of all with the Maserati. Oh, you overshot turn 1 then. I thought it might be quick. I didn't think it'd go quite that quickly. Well, there we go. The Maserati, the Lamborghini SUV has finally been ousted from the top spot. I'm amazed it stayed there so long. The Maserati goes quickest. I wonder if I can get any quicker out of it. Possibly. Yeah, I think the weight actually might help this a little bit. Yes, it is a tad unresponsive through some of the corners. And there is actually a little bit of understeer creeping into this that I wasn't expecting from near enough a 1,200 horsepower rear-wheel drive Italian car. You don't expect to get understeer from it. But there is just a tiny amount through some of these corners. However, you can actually put the power down very nicely in this car. It doesn't have the biggest rear tyres possible, but once I'm in third gear, it's definitely, you can just boot it and you're okay. You will get it sideways. It doesn't really like this change of direction through here. He's not that fond of that section of track. If I could get a better line, we may be able to go quicker. But if I just short shift the gears a little bit, and couple that with some nice long gear ratios, this Maserati is pretty good. It's almost 140 over that crest, which is about among the fastest that we've seen, and you're not going to go much faster really at this track. It's a very, very short track. All of the rivals' tracks are fairly short. It'd be neat out of the hairpin, and then yeah, we can just fire out of the other side in this car. Really, there's no wheel spin at all that time round. This is the one you've got to be careful with. Be neat around it, and then we fire out the other side. Even booting it in second, there is just so much traction in this car. Across the bump, I'm being a bit more risky now with the car, since I've got a time in the bag. I don't think we went any quicker that time round. No, we didn't. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. Is the first section where we lose time? Actually, by accident. It's the first section when we lose a lot of time in this car. It's just that change of direction after the tunnel. It doesn't really like that bit in particular. It's not the car's strong point, and that's where the extra weight just drags it down a little bit. But over the course of the lap, I'm really... But this is a really impressive car to drive. One of the easiest city car builds that I've done. That's booting it in second gear out of that corner. And we get a bit of... Ooh, we may have overshot there a little bit again. Just locking the brakes up a little bit on this car. Yeah, this is incredibly fast and very easy to drive. Ooh, okay. Nothing likes the bumps there, so it's not particularly surprising. Right, one more lap. Can we go quicker? Can we go quicker? Can we get into the 53s? That would be impressive. Ooh, we ran a little bit wide, and I've got to brake and get it turned in for this next corner. Yeah, that opening section is not so kind. But then we can work. We can get good speed through here. Oh, a little bit. I just got it slightly in the wrong position over that bump. Gathered it up though. Again, keeping it in third, or a sort of a quick shift up into third, seems to do the trick, and getting out of these hairpins and tight corners. That was a little bit wide on the exit, on the gravelly, sandy stuff. Not ideal, but we are still going quite well. Out of the second hairpin, yeah, carried good speed through there. And then we've just got the run to the line. Can I be neat and tidy? We're getting chucked about over the bumps. Keep it flat out. Oh, not quite into the 53s. 54.1. That is a quick time. That is a very quick time from the Maserati. Yeah, it's a quick car. It's pretty easy to drive. Of course, with this much power, you've got to be careful with it. And trying to take some of the high-speed corners could be quite scary. I'm not sure how stable the back end of this car is at higher speeds. But around here, this tight and twisty track, the Maserati has plenty of traction, more than enough acceleration out of the corners to set the fastest time we have had yet and go over 2 seconds quicker than the Noble. That's an impressive, lap for the Maserati. Now it's time to find how well it goes in a straight line and be scared silly when I try and go around some of the high speed. Yeah, I'm not sure about this car at the higher speeds. It's one thing doing the low speed corners. Oh, we've leveled up. Fantastic. Yeah, it's one thing doing the low speed corners. This silly car build track that I use is all about the traction out of the corners. You don't go above 140 really. I don't think we get any higher than that. Maybe coming up past there. Yeah, you don't go that fast. And a lot of the corners are big braking zones into slow corners, which certainly tests cars like this. But the next test on the motorway is going to test a completely different aspect. We'll see what grip we get at sort of 200, and I'm going to guess we're going to go quite fast with this Maserati. We will probably get past the 250 mile an hour mark. I would expect. I don't think we're going to go quite as quickly as the Toyota that we had that did almost 270, but we are going to go pretty damn fast in this car. I mean, we've got a big powerful engine, and it's a pretty damn streamlined shape to begin with. It's a modern sort of sports coupe, I guess, Gran Tourer kind of. Would you say that it was a? I guess yeah. Well, it's a Gran Turismo is the name of the car. So yeah, I think we're going to be pretty damn quick in a straight line, but I don't trust the back end of this car. It was starting to slide around a little bit on some of the corners, some of the corners with a bit more speed on the whoopsie, that's the wrong one. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have quite enough rear end grip for this to be pleasant, but we will find out soon enough. 256, that's quite a lot of speed. Can we get any more out of it? I doubt we'll go past 260 with this, but maybe no, we're not. if we bring it back in again, maybe that'll. Maybe it's got too long of a ratio. I'm just looking at the little graph there, trying to hazard a guess. Nah, 256. We may get 258 when we run it down the hill. Possibly. I doubt we will get much more than that. Oh, 57. Can we get any more? Any more from you, car? Nah, there we go. Yeah, we may. It'll get just below 260, I think, when we run it down the hill. Right. Spin the car around. Oopsie, I'm using. Jaguar! What are you doing? Cars everywhere! I'm using GTA 5 controls. That's not a good idea. Yeah, don't do that. Don't get your games confused. It never ends well. Right. Oh, good God! Okay, the driver turns are playing it risky. Right. Onto the motorway. Here we go. We're up to 200 miles an hour already in Maserati. It's quick. It's certainly quick in a straight line, but that's not exactly surprising. Oh, good God, the understeer there was quite... I expected to have some more turning than that. My bad. On that front. Ooh, okay. As expected, this is not quite so nice here. It's nice on the track, but here, the back end isn't quite letting go as much as I thought it would. It has become quite twitchy all of a sudden. At this kind of speeds, I guess, yeah, doing anything is asking a lot of the tyres when you're doing 230 miles an hour and trying to steer. It's certainly not as nice as some of the other cars I've had, though, down here. Oh, that's a big bump. We're going to kill a Mercedes. Jesus, that was a huge... Okay, it doesn't like that. Maybe that's to do with throwing around so much weight in this car. As I said, this is a really heavy vehicle, and you are asking the tyres a hell of a lot. Travelling at these sorts of speeds, so perhaps... Oh, lots of understeer. So yeah, perhaps having this much weight thrown around over the bumps, maybe that's what it doesn't like. I don't think I've had that bump do something as violent to a car for ages. Yeah, it gets a few cars quite scary, but that was horrifying. Let's just be a bit careful there. Through here. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's quick, it's pretty damn scary. Through the gap there at 220. I wouldn't advise doing that. Oh, good God, no. Back end still wanting to just try and let go a little bit. Oh, Christ. Grey cars and grey surroundings is not too good for the visibility at this sort of speeds. Right, we are up to 230 miles an hour. Can we get to 260? I very highly doubt we can. I will try. We will see what we can... Oh, those bumps, jeez, that nearly ended in a barrier. 240 something miles an hour. It does not like bumps at all, and not at the high speeds. Low speed it wasn't too bad, but at these sorts of speeds it's terrifying. We are going to get... We're actually going to run out of road. We're only at 255 miles. I say we're only at 255 miles an hour. That's still pretty damn impressive. Ooh, and slides to a to a slower speed anyway. Yeah, interesting car. Very good at the low speed stuff, but I'm not sure I'd like this one so much when it comes to the higher speed circuits. Very scary over any bumps. Probably the only explanation I can come up with is because of the weight. So perhaps that's what it is. Yeah, it's a little bit almost inconsistent. We have quite a lot of understeer at the high speeds, or maybe just a general lack of grip, but the rear end also isn't quite as planted as I would like through some of these orders. So in conclusion, very quick, goes fastest, and pretty easy to drive, all things considered, around a slow, tight and twisty track, but at high speeds it's quite scary, in all honesty. Before we go, I'll just spin the thing and see if we get anything interesting. If we can get an interesting car out of it, or if I get like 6,000 credits, which is... Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not that exciting, unfortunately. Anyway, that is it for this video, guys. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.